Hello, everyone. We'll get started in just 1 minute. Thanks for joining. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Jason Sigg. I'm the Vice President of Sales for Ramsey Popcorn, Camp Masters Popcorn. Thanks for joining tonight. The main thing we're going to really be looking at is how to take credit card sales and just kind of reviewing that. Try to make this as simple as possible. I am going to share my phone so you can kind of see what's going on. First things first, though, and yes, this will be recorded. So I'll send it out to everybody that put their email in for this evening. Um, First thing first, to be able to take a cell, you have to be registered in the Camp Masters system. So if you're not, you'll have to get with your council to make sure your unit is signed up to sell and that you're in. Um, and then for your scouts or parents to be able to do it, you will have to have them set up in the system as well. So just real quick, I'm going to show you what that kind of looks like if you're not familiar with it. So this is the Camp Masters dashboard. So if you can get in here, you can sell. You can sell. Your dates have to be open for your council to be able to sell. So if your start date for your council hasn't started, you can't take any orders using anything yet because it's not open. Just real quick, again. So if you can get in to the dashboard, and this is what I mean by the dashboard, you should be able to sell. This is me as a leader. Just so you know, if it'll be it'll look just a little bit like this as a leader. Um, you can also manage your scouts. So as long as you're using the same email address for yourself and your scouts, you can manage everybody from the same platform. So getting started really quick on taking SL, and I'm going to start out with the a couple things. This is not at the show and sell. This is through your dashboard. So here's a scout, for instance. This is the scout dashboard. So if you see, I'm scrolling down. This is everything a scout dashboard the scout can see. As you can tell, also there's some new features here. Um, These are the top three selling scouts in the country. And you could switch to the council and you can see the top three scouts, and then you can see where you rank as well. So just a pretty cool little feature that we added this year to see how see how you're doing. Um, but there's three ways to take orders. There is the show and sell. Take order's not open. If take order was open, it would be right here. Okay, so this one is not showing because it's not open yet. So, and then there's show and sell, and then there's a direct to consumer sell. So just to note, if I wanted to make a sell and share my link, you can share a link right here. You can copy that link and you can share it via text, put it on your Facebook, Instagram, email it. So you can actually take orders with credit card by sending that link. So when you do, it will actually you it they the the consumer that you're sending it to will get the order list. But before they actually get it, it's going to look a little bit different because it's going to have the scouts picture and name and what they're selling at the top. So that's what the difference is on when you share the link versus just making that sell. So um, just to note that is. Let me see if I can see. Uh, so they basically promote yourself online. This is what they would see. Okay, the picture of yourself, whatever you put, a little story. hey, I need your help. I'm raising money to send myself to summer camp because my mom and dad said if I can raise the money myself, I can go. So, that is one way you can sell it. The other thing to note, when I put this in, this part down here is for online sales or direct to consumer sales. So that is being used to, if you need to have Camp Master ship the product versus you delivering it. If you're making a sale here, you're delivering the product. If you're making a take order sale, you're delivering the product. And if you're doing a direct to consumer sale, we're going to deliver the product and the price will be higher for the product. Um, so just wanted to share that with you. Um, on that. So the main thing I think everybody wants to know is the mobile. How do you take payments using the mobile? So let me share that. Give me just a minute to set that up on my share screen because it's a little bit different. I gotta, okay. All right. Okay. So this is my phone. I'm hoping everybody can see my phone. I'm kind of, so if you can't, let me know in the Q&A, but I can see it, so I'm going to assume everybody else can see it. Um, the first thing you have to do is you go to the App Store, and I have an iPhone. So same thing, if you have an Android phone, you go to the Google Store, and then you find Camp Masters Tap to Pay. Okay, search for that. Well, let's see. Let's see. What did I do? Yep. Okay. Here it is. Camp Masters Tap to Pay is right there. Everybody see it on my screen. It says I've already downloaded it, so I'm gonna open it. You'll get this screen for the first. You'll get this screen, and you can scroll down, and it tells you a little bit about it, and then it says Get Started. So you hit the Get Started, and you'll notice you can toggle back and forth from iOS to Android. So it just depends on which phone you have. The first thing you're going to need to do is enable your NFC. So if I'm going to scroll down a little bit so you can, oops, sorry. So to enable your NFC, you can go, it shows you right here on this particular one is the iPhone because it's iOS setup instructions. If you were in Android, it'll have Android instructions for anything on that as well. This is the first, you don't have to do this every time. You got to do this the first time. Okay. So you just have to get it set up. Make sure it's set up. So you just make sure the NFC is toggled on. Then you go to step two, and it says check location services. So you have to have location services turned on to make it work. Okay, it's just you have to do it. It's part of the banking institution tracking the payments. So, and then from there, you need to make sure your Bluetooth is on. This has a nice little video on it on sharing how to do that. I'm going to move on, but that's just making sure your Bluetooth is on. Step four, how to make a payment. And again, there's a little video to show you exactly how to make the payment, but I'm going to do that live. So we're going to go back and and make a payment. So, sorry, let's see. Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, I lost my my app that was open. Let me go back. All right, I have that open. So the next thing after you've downloaded the app, I'm going to say this right now for iPhone users, you have to open that Tap to Pay app first. That Camp Masters Tap to Pay, it has to be open. So it is open right there. Mine's open. You have to open it. For Android, I don't think what I understand, you can do it in any order, but for the iPhone, you have to open the Tap to Pay app first. Now, to take the order, you go into your dashboard and you log in. You sign into your dashboard. And again, everybody should have that. If you have a link directly from your in your email, you can put that in. You guys will not have to do an authenticating part. I just do because I'm an administrator. Okay. So again, this is the dashboard. It's the same thing as we logged into on the computer. So we're right there. Now, to start out with, again, um, the I'm going to go in as my scout real quick because I'm in as me, and you can see there is a show and sell. I can take an order using show and sell right here, make a sell. Now, if you were doing a show and sell location and you set up a show and sell location, or if your council had some and you picked one and it's the day of the show and sell, the first button at the top of your screen up here would be that show and sell location. And that's the one you would want to do at a show and sell location to take the orders. But for all intents and purposes, it works the exact same way for to make a sell down here. It looks the same, is what I'm saying. The difference between the two is if you have a show and sell location, it tracks all the cells at that particular location. And if the unit assigned, say, 3 scouts to that location, they're dividing the credit between those scouts the way that your unit's set up to divide those credits. So that's the difference between that. And this particular one is just make a sell. Just to note, there's another one down here, make a unit sell. This would be if, for instance, you went with somebody else and you wanted to assign credit later on to more than one scout. You could press this orange button and the unit leader would be able to assign this credit for more than one scout down here. But we're going to say that, Brady is on his own today and he's actually making sells. So we are going to press make a sell, and then we're going to add a product or two. So, and again, I'm doing this from my phone. So I added the Supreme, and I'm going to add some trail mix. Okay. And then you'll see that it says view cart. So we just go to view cart. There's two options. One, a cash sell. You hit cash sell. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And um, it's done, right? Right there. You can print the order if you had a printer on site. Most people won't. Um, or you can add another order right here, or you can delete and refund that order. We're going to just leave it. This is just a training exercise. We're going to go to add another order. And what that does is it brings me right back to the main screen. So if I got another customer, I can go ahead with that new customer. And I'm going to do that right now. We're going to add a movie butter and a roasted summer corn. Oh, can't do it. I keep clicking it on my computer, but I got to do it on my phone. So did that. We're going to go to view cart. And again, here, this is where you do have an option to put in a customer name if you want to, or their email address, especially if they want a receipt. You'll need to fill in this information to give them that receipt. Okay, to email them a receipt. And this time we're going to take credit card payment. And if you noticed, we have tap to pay to come up. We have a QR code that came up, and we have manual entry that we could do down here, um, as well as Apple Pay. How would a consumer do Apple Pay, right? Well, that would be something to do if they scan the QR code. So if you scan the QR code, if a customer scanned the QR code, they could actually then put in their Apple. They could click the side buttons, and I'm going to just do it real quick because I have it on my phone, and I'm going to do Apple Pay. So after I do that, I would do place an order, and then it would bring up this this my credit card that I have for my Apple Pay that I've got loaded. Of course, they know how, if they know they can change their card, etc. But I'm gonna go ahead and click it, doing my passcode, and I just took an order. And I actually just charged my credit card $60, and because there's no way around it. Uh, So, and again, if you notice, I'll say this, if you notice, there was a credit card fee on there. And yes, the consumer is charged the credit card fee. I'm going to stop real quick and look at the questions. And I answered the first one. So I'm going to answer the second one first. What percent will the fee be per order? It's a 30 cent transaction fee plus 2.99% of whatever is sold. And then John asked, what if I don't have Scout's accounts linked on my phone? How would I take the show and sell credit card sale and give credit to the Scout in our troop? So, John, this is where I said I'm going to go back to the phone. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to refund this order because I don't. My wife's going to get mad if I don't. I'm going to have to double check and make sure that I got refunded. Um, And there is there is a way to do that um, by going into the orders and seeing if it did get refunded. So um, actually, I'm actually going to do that right now. So I am going to go to Scout Sales while I'm here, and I am going to just looking through the orders here, and there is one, but that was a cat. Oh, this one says credit card. So I am going to refund this order here. All right. So I waited too long to refund this order, so I need to I'm going to have to contact customer service to do it. So, and I think that this one was done, if you can tell, it was done on 7, well, it was done 7/31. So I'm not sure why, but I'm going to screenshot that, and I'm going to get with customer service, and they'll be able to refund it for me because it was an accident. All right, so I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and to answer John's question, what if you don't have the other scouts thing? Again, there's two ways to do it. You can use this orange button down here, make a cell, and when it looks exactly the same. Now, let me refresh my page. Sorry. Try that. All right. Well, it should be this orange button, John. And then again, at the very top, when if you're doing a show and sell, there'll be a different button that says like you'll be say you're at a Kroger. It'll say Kroger date 7/31, and it'll have a button just like one of these that says that's where you actually take that sale for all the scouts at that location. And everybody that's at that location can have that would have that same button and that same opportunity to take that sell. The other way to do it is to use this orange button down here, which doesn't seem to be working right now, and it was just a minute ago. So I'm not sure what I did there, but that's how you would share the credits with other scouts at that location if you don't have doesn't have their logins. So, Chad asked, can you use Square Readers to take credit cards? The answer to that is you can. It does create more work on your side to do it because if you use this, it's all integrated into the inventory. So, so when you actually take a sell, it will deplete the inventory from that show and sell site. And so if you're a unit leader, you transfer product to a show and sell site, and you put that in. Um, then it'll deplete that inventory right there. So you have live tracking of that as well as it's also crediting the scouts the way you want them to set it up right in the system, so you don't have to do that later. If you do want to use your Square card, you can. Um, I will say the one thing after you'll have to manually insert all those. Well, you'll have to manually insert the credits. You'll have to manually insert the cells. You can do it all at one time under just make a unit cell and just do it that. But the big difference is when you manually do it after you use your Square Reader, they'll all be cash cells as the unit leader. Just to know. So if you're using Square, you'll take the credit cards with your Square account, then you'll have to then go back into the account and use and do a cash sell for it. So what is the $1 item? Good question. Let me get back. So that is your if you that is for any donations that are given. That is you can enter those in. That then the scouts will get credit for all the donations that are given that day. That will go towards their prizes and all the prizes that can be earned. So they'll go towards the council prizes. They'll go towards the Camp Masters High Achiever Prize, which is $3,000 and above, and they'll go towards any other prizes that might be available too. So, um, and what just to get back to it. So I'm going to go back to make a sale real quick, so everybody can see what we're talking about. It's this one right here. So if you want to, you add that and you go to the cart, and then you can put in however much you made in donations that day. If you had $100, you could type in $100, and and then you can put it was cash, or you can if you want to keep your cash, you can pay by your own credit card and then deposit that cash in your bank. I will say if you do that, you will be charged the fee, the 30-cent fee plus 2.99%. So, but that is something that some people do. But that's what that is. Any other questions? That is how you do it though. That's how you take credit card sales. And got lots of questions. We're gonna go back to the Q&A real quick. Okay, if a card is not tap to pay but swipe only, what are our options? All right, again, good question. I didn't cover that because I was doing a lot of things. So the first thing is I didn't even do the tap to pay. So let me do that quick, so you can kind of see how that works. So let me do a different. Let me do a different. I don't want to charge $100 to my credit card. So let me go back. Card. All right. Let's go back to add more items. Let me just do a $20 thing here. And then go to, so again, I'm doing by credit card. I'm going to answer, actually, I'll answer the other question first. If it's a main, the option really is if it's does they don't have uh, a um a card that will can be used by tap, then you'll have to either do cash and or you can manually enter it right here by just putting in their card number and you can place the order that away. So it's a little bit longer process, but it does, it probably takes 20 seconds, 30 seconds to enter that in there, and then it'd be the same thing. So that is the option for a card that doesn't, if you don't have a credit card that is able to be used by tap. But we're going to go back up and we're going to do tap to pay so you can see what it looks like when you're doing that. Let me go. All right. When you do it, you should get this thing. The first time it says open, and you'll see that it's processing that order right there. So when you get to this next section, I'm not going to do it, but what you'll do is there's going to actually be like a galaxy at the top with an NFC reader thing, just like you would see in the store. And it's not showing it on my screen. I guess it won't show it, but it's showing it on my phone actually, which I don't think I can. I'll try to show it to you guys here. That's what it looks like. And then you tap your credit card at at that top where it is, and it depends on your phone. It might be a different spot for a Android phone, but that's what it'll look like. And you just tap your credit card on that. So I hope I answered a couple of those questions. Let's see. And then it canceled it because I waited too long, which is so. Charlie asked, is there a Campmaster app or do we just go to the website? And again, that's what I started off with. We went to the App Store and we downloaded the Campmasters Tap to Pay app. And then you do go through your dashboard, your website to take the order. So you got it's a two-step thing. The first thing you do have to do once you download that the Campmaster apps, you don't have to do it again. You just have to have it open when you go to take your order. So it's one of the uh, so you'll keep that open while you're taking orders on your dashboard and through the website. Is being able to take payments in Camp Masters new to this year? It is not. We've had this now for this will be the third year. Do those sales still go to the military? The answer to that question is yes. That $1, those $1 items, those still will be processed as military and or hometown heroes. I believe that one is a hometown heroes. Um, Chad, I'm not sure how does tap to pay on your phone work? That's what and that's kind of what I'm showing. So maybe I'm not getting quite the full question there. Travis says I downloaded the tap to pay app on my iPhone. However, it will not let me get past the setup page. Am I missing a step somewhere? Again, you have to open up another web browser and log into your dashboard and take payment through your Campmasters dashboard. So after you downloaded the Tap to Pay and you enabled the NFC, made sure it was ready to go, made sure that your location services was on, you leave that open and then you open up another web browsing page and you type in your URL, and I'm going to show you again. See that um, I'll show it again, but so see I if you notice, let's see, I'm going to log out here real quick. Uh, Actually, I'm just going to add another page and I'm going to do Camp Masters. I'm typing campmasters.com. Or again, if you have the link that was shared to you to take orders, it's probably because I have it open already. I'm putting campmasters.com. That's why. But again, you go to sign in. This is you can and if you're already signed in and you open it up, like mine's already open, it'll bring you to your dashboard. This is where you take the sale. So again, two things to open. One, the tap to pay because that helps you manage if you want to do tap to pay, which is I know probably 80% of to 90% of people will probably just want to tap their credit cards. You'll have to have that open and then you go into your dashboard to make the sale and then you just click on make a sale and you go through that process, view cart, credit card, and then you should be able to have that information. I will say if there is like, let me see, in the top left corner under the URL, beside the URL, you can see this square with these two lines underneath. What I did earlier is I clicked on that because I was having an issue, and I learned this just by myself. But this happens on the iPhone sometimes. So then I went to these three dots down in the bottom right corner, and I hit that request mobile website, and that's because that kind of forced it to go to the mobile website, which sometimes needs to be done. Shouldn't have to do that, but if it's something that I got used to doing when I found that there might have been a problem with the iPhone. Android seems to not have any of those little quirks, so just an FYI. Also, your cell will have to be open to be able to go to the next step as well. Okay. Is there any other questions? Again, I'm hoping this process is pretty simple. Uh, I think it is for the most part once you get the hang of it. A couple other little points to make. One, if you're using an iPhone, you must use Safari to open your dash to open things. If you're using an Android phone, you should use your you should use Firefox to open it. So Those were some of the key things that I know that our programmer advised us when we were doing that. So, just a couple of other quick notes there. Let me see. Okay. So I am going to close it out there if there's no more questions. Again, well, if there are, just note there is a video in your dashboard that walks you right through it as well. So under just so you know, under training links, there's a little tap to pay video right there. You just hit that and it'll bring you to tap to pay and it'll walk you through the kind of the same thing that I just did. It may not have all the tips and tricks that I just showed you. We're going to actually put some of those in some of the new new things that we're putting out probably in the next week or so because we were going through this with a programmer and learning a couple of these tips and since I'm sharing them with you tonight, we'll try to put those within the video and also within just a how-to guide as well. So, and those how-to guides are on our Camp Masters website, and you can look under units and councils and see some of those guides on how to do certain things. And there also we have a Facebook page, just another place to go. Uh, and let me find it because I can't ever remember what it is, but I know it's nice because um, it's nice because there's other units on there and they've probably had experience with it, some good, some bad. I'm not, and but they can probably help you if you get stuck on something too. But um, let's go to groups, and it's Camp Masters Units Parents and Scouts. So if you want to get on that Facebook group, you just go to Camp Masters Units Parents and Scouts and ask and fill out the few questions, and because it's a private group, and then you can ask questions. You can ask questions and get answers there. Our salespeople get on there. I get on there. So if it's a weekend, there's more of a chance that you might get an answer on the Facebook versus like through Q&A. Hmm. Crystal, we usually do approve posts. So if there's something not in there, let me see if there's any in here right now. We'll have to see if people are. Yeah, we try to approve those ongoing. And again, we're getting started this year, so there might have been something not approved recently, but for the most part, we usually are getting those approved. So not sure. And like I said, I'm in there, uh, so I have to, and I usually get notifications when they come in. Now, there might be some that don't get approved if it's something that we really don't like, then we might not approve it. But for the most part, we even approve questions we don't like so we can give answers to the same answer to everybody. Because if you have this question, somebody else probably might have the same answer too. We'd rather just manage it that way. So there might be, there is something pending right now. Oh, it's Crystal. You sent one yesterday. That's why you were saying that. I am sorry. I will say this. I was traveling yesterday all day, and all of our salespeople are also traveling. So maybe that is why, but yes. So I'm going to approve your thing right now, and we'll get that answer to you really quickly. So, and anonymous, it was started at 7 Eastern Standard Time. So yes, I will send this out to you to the email that you registered under, so you get a whole copy of it. Okay. Um, but yes, it did start at 7 Eastern Standard Time. I apologize. We tried to make that clear, which was 6 your time probably. So I do apologize for that. But I will, again, I will send it out, and you'll see everything in the questions as well. So again, everybody, thank you for your time. And if there are some questions, again, I shared with you a few things on how to ask those questions. There's and get some answers. And don't be afraid to reach out to your counsel as well. And then Tracy, I'll get this and send it to you as well. Okay, I'm copying your email. Sorry, Kimberly. You registered as it was registered as Tracy. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye bye.